we're back. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Riding the Pine. Week number 2. Unfortunately, Tommy could not be with us tonight, but the rest of us got your back. And we are going to be talking about the U.S. Open. We're going to talk about the college World Series of softball. We're going to get into some
baseball.
Yes, and also softball. We have to cover the sport with some of the finest asses on the planet.
We're gentlemen, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, of course, and then we're gonna get into some of our U.S. Open betting, as well as some goofy sports nicknames. But anyway, everybody, welcome Sleazy E and Uncle Dan. Thank you for being here as always.
Nice crack.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Cheers.
Oh, wait, are you off the gluten? Are you finally back to drinking beer again?
I still have. I mean, I'm not gonna let my yingers go to waste.
That's fair.
Yeah. So where do you want to start? What do we want to do? Talk about the U.S. Open?
Yeah. I'll refer to you two. You guys got a little more talking points than I do.
So have you? Did you get to watch it at all yesterday, Uncle Dan, or did you just watch some highlights?
Yeah, I watched two guys shoot a 62. It's what I said. It's always been the U.S. Open, or the U.S. Golf Association puts it on. They want it to be the hardest tournament. They think it's funny if someone wins, if it's even. They're slaughtering scores right now.
Mm-hmm.
If that sun cooks them greens.
I mean, it's already started. We were
talking about that before we started.
Yeah.
If the sun slaughters those greens, go ahead and putt on a tabletop. You'd have the putt in your kitchen. Putt in my kitchen. You have just as good as these guys.
We just watched Homa right before we started. We just watched Homa fucking 4-putt a par 3.
Yeah, it's
it's fucking, you tap it like 1 inch of actual club movement with no force whatsoever, and that thing's flying across the green.
Everybody, they had that video where they come out and they go, "Oh, look at the rough," because the rough's terrible. But they have wide greens there. They are wide fairways. Wide fairways, which that's okay. You just can't. I'm going to go long and land it on the green, which is great, but not if that fucker's going to roll like a marble.
No.
And that's where it gets a little tricky. My honest thing was Xander was my boy. We bet him early, and I cashed out.
You guys want to know some of the odds right now?
Yeah, you can give them to me. I already cashed out Xander Schauffele because I bet him on Monday.
If you bet right now, going into Saturday and Sunday, Fowler plus 300, Cockhead 300. You know who I'm talking about. I don't have to say his name. Is it Scheffer? He's 600.
Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler is always a nice.
Wyndham Clark 600. Xander 900. Dustin Johnson 1100. Harris English 1800. Minwoo Lee 2200. Cameron Smith 2800. I'm not going to keep going, but
it was so I bet Xander Schauffele at, I believe he was 1,200. This is before the tournament started.
Mm-hmm.
He hit that first day, and I thought it was a lovely cash out.
That's an excellent move.
I like it when I can justify winning money. I don't know how I do it when I cash out, and I don't like cashing out, but I do love cashing out, is how much money I won compared to what my hourly rate is. I guess that's how I do it with betting.
And you're a gentleman. You never regret what you could have won. You always think about what you did.
Dude, you can't. If you're a dummy and think that way, don't. I went like this. I said, because I made that you look and I go from the time I spent to how I made this bet to cash out and do that, and that pays this, that. Yeah, I'm out. I did. I did like Xander Schauffele, though. The reason I bet Xander Schauffele, and if he wins again, don't think I'm not going to lie bet him Sunday. Don't think that's not.
Well, that's the thing. You
Yeah.
won money, and now you can lie bet again like a gentleman.
Oh, goddamn right. And on top of that, I can get some scratch off tickets and also all the good things.
Yeah.
The reason I bet live, or why I'd say live bet Xander Schauffele, why I bet him in the first place was greens and regulation. My thing, this course is changing by the day, and on Sunday when they fuck up those pin locations.
Yeah. And after the sun smoked it for 3 days.
Yeah, Ricky. I trust Ricky Fowler like I trust a bum with a ham sandwich.
I mean, it's fair. He doesn't have the greatest track record. If he's dialed, he's spent
would
a
you
long
walk
time in
up
the
to
top
a
10.
bum and go, can you hold this sandwich for
No.
20 minutes while I go take a shit, and then I'm going to go get a pack of cigs and I'll give you one to you? You know that sandwich ain't coming back. And Rory's going to have another collapse. It'll be fun, and fuck him too.
So we went -8 yesterday, and now he only went down 2 today. Like the conditions of the course are already like spinning it's like almost a 180 as compared to yesterday.
Fowler scores his points where he needs to, which is the front 9. It's not the back 9.
Right.
And good on him for doing it, because you have to be long. You can be long and wrong, but you can't have your approach shot be anything. Wyndham Clark, you haven't won a goddamn thing, so prove it to me, and then I'll throw some cash at you. Rory, you caved like the Bills in a Super Bowl, so go fuck. If they had a bet where I could bet against Rory, I'd do it every fucking golf tournament.
Yes.
See, I'm rooting for Dustin Johnson. He's a little behind, but I root for him only because he hits a hole-in-one every time he goes home. Every time he goes home, it's a hole-in-one.
What, he snorts coke out of his wife's asshole? Is that what you mean?
If he, as long as it's fentanyl free out of Paula Gretzky's ass, that's a hole-in-one every time.
Yeah, good for him. You know what? He won in life, so
I'm gonna root for that. I am a fan.
Did.
If you don't follow Paula Gretzky on Instagram, highly recommend it. Fantastic follow.
If you're a gentleman, or if you're a woman looking to fucking switch sides of the plate.
Regardless, it's great Instagram follow, everybody.
Although the one that I'm going to be very interested in, and I'm going to look in about 9 holes in tomorrow, is Scoot Scotty Scheffler.
Paula Gretzky's proof that Wayne Gretzky did something better than life and even hockey.
Yeah, Scotty's you just can't count him out.
No,
last year and a half, you cannot count him out. I mean,
it's him. And by the way, here's a little fucking tip for everybody: if you're looking to make some money, if your sports book allows it, and you can bet on the Champions Tour, a la what used to be called the PGA Seniors Tour. Good old Wisconsin boy beat Tiger Woods' record for most rounds under par.
That's like an obscured sports book, though.
That would be about people going to Vegas. You can fucking bet on chicken fighting over
right. But I'm saying though, it's your online apps aren't going to let that. You got to be in a real. That's
Hold
a real
on,
sports
I blanked on the fucking name. Steve Stricker beat Tiger Woods' streak of PGA Tour events with under rounds. And the Senior or Champions Tour, whatever they call it, U.S. Open's coming to Stevens Point, Wisconsin. So if we're looking to make some bets, just saying, let's make some money. Cam Smith, I don't mind you, bud. I really don't. I just don't trust you to get up and into the finish line.
Yeah, it's. I mean, tomorrow's going to be interesting to me.
Tomorrow's going to be nuts because they're getting different tee times now, and those greens getting. But come on,
like,
Xander, I'm glad I fucking cashed out after Thursday. Which a lot of these guys you have to do look for big positive points, and they do good on Thursday, and just cash the fuck out, and buy you and your fucking significant other a dinner and call it a day.
Oh my God, guys! I just realized something. The poor Saint has to work tomorrow. I'm being left at home alone with the U.S. Open on with a full beer fridge.
Yeah, we'll do a show tomorrow. It'll be fun.
Oh my God! So exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we could too because they got they're live streaming right from the U.S. Open.
Website. Imagine if Rory pulls a Rory and fucking sucks. We have to.
Oh, dude,
on Sunday, if Rory sucks a dick and just collapses, take the money, you dumb fuck. English piece of shit. We beat you away in fucking 1776, so we still gotta deal with this asshole.
For new viewers, Riding the Pine is not a fan of Rory McIlroy. He can suck a fat one.
For new viewers, we're not really a fan of England and period. So go take.
I'm not gonna go that far. I like England.
Yeah.
I got some good English friends.
Okay, well, tell them they can all go fuck off too. That's from your Uncle
smart
Dan.
enough to move here.
Yeah. Take your spotted dick fucking pudding and your bullshit
until it's their football, and then Uncle Dan's all a fan of them.
When there's money got to be made, and then and then the U.S. dog walks fucking Mexico last night, and they tried to say that it was fans saying slurs. No, it wasn't. It was the Mexicans. We just beat the fuck out of them.
Oh my God! I knew the U.S. was going to kick their ass last night.
They dog walked them, and by the way, England, get your fucking shit right, because Christian.
I put a few shekels on USA last night. I was quite happy when I woke up this morning.
Christian Pulisic's coming for all y'all's asses, and he's bringing his
play
boys
for fucking
with
Chelsea.
him.
He just can't play for Chelsea.
Well, no, they didn't want to fucking use him. Go play in La Liga or Liga One, or go play.
He's going to Italy.
Yeah, go play in the Italian league. It'll be fine. Enjoy the views, enjoy the women. But when we win that fucking World Cup 2026,
Uncle Dan, what is that guy? 23?
Pulisic?
Yeah.
23 or 24.
Yeah, imagine he gets to go to like a good spot in Italy with all those whores.
Oh, he goes and plays there with those broads, and then he brings us home the World Cup 2026. It's going to be great.
I will say, if we win in 2026, it means it's pro wrestling and we rigged the goddamn thing.
Hey, just because we know it's a work doesn't mean the world needs to know it's a work.
I mean, come on, look at the last World Cup. All of a sudden, goddamn, the Argentina midget fucking wins the fucking World Cup finally.
Hey, he's coming in Inter Milan. I mean, magically, yeah, I know. Because
all of a sudden, the one trophy that the little midget
you have a bad attitude. Like, I shouldn't say bad. You have a right attitude. Like I have a right attitude. Pat McAfee says this all the time. Everything's wrestling. I think everything's a work.
Oh, Tommy's chiming in from the chat.
Dad's
going to turn this car around.
Turn his car around for what?
Huh?
That was only up on my screen. Who's Dad's turning a car around for what?
Tommy.
No, oh,
He had a
Tommy's
road
driving.
trip today.
He's
That's why he's not
driving,
with us.
And he said we better be good. And I said otherwise, Dad's gonna turn the car around.
Oh, we already said 3 racial slurs, Tom. Things got nuts.
All right, yeah. So it looks like the projected cut for the U.S. Open is looking to be +2.
I think that's going to change. I think that's going to change.
It could very well. It should. The last round should be about over. It ended. Ended a little after 8 last night, like around 8:30 or so. So it should be close.
All right. Oh, well, Shoffley just hit another bird, according to my computer. Whether that's right or not, I don't know.
But yeah, the only thing other than Rory McIlroy being in the top 5, the only thing that really bothers me about this projected cut is that it is not going to include Patrick Cantlay. He's the last.
He's not a Greenland regulations guy. Why would you fucking bet him on this?
No. I'm not betting. I hate Patrick Cantlay. I would never bet.
Well,
Patrick
good bet
Cantlay.
he sucks then.
No, I'm saying he's going to make the cut. At this moment right now, he's going to make the cut.
Fuck him.
Hopefully they put him. Well, he's playing like shit, so he's not gonna be in the final group. But that would be my ultimately. You follow the leaders, and put them as the second to last group, and make Patrick Cantlay play behind them. So that way he can take all the fucking time he wants and nobody gives a shit.
Tomorrow's going to be wild. Who's ever top 30 and gets a morning round can make a run.
Yeah.
Who's ever top 30 and has to play late in the day. Like I said, I got a tile floor in the kitchen. Go ahead and come golf on that because that's about what they're doing.
Yeah, Sunday night's going to be fucking crazy.
Oh, Sunday, if it gets big, no, it could get fucked up and it rains down there or whatever. But
as far as I know, they're expecting nothing but sun. It was today, tomorrow,
I was
and
gonna
Sunday.
say, I think we're all in a goddamn dry spell. This whole nation after today. I think everywhere is fucking dry spell for a week.
That'd be fucking nice.
Well, yeah, it's LA. It's a fucking desert.
Yeah. All right. Then here we'll cover the.
All right, what's next?
I just want to take this time to celebrate the Sooners softball team for taking home the 3rd consecutive title, and then also thank them for the image from the thumbnail. There's 3
losing one of their best pitchers. She transfers home to Nebraska, though.
Yeah, I heard that. I saw that. It's
And did Florida just hit a walk-off? Yes, they did. Okay. Now, that team was unstoppable. There's no way. A guy from work went down there because his daughter plays on a talented fast pitch team. And she went down there to play like 9 games, kind of around it.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to go into the Women's College World Series, and he came back and he's like, oh, because my daughter's talented. He's like, I'd like to think I know something. And he goes, I just don't know how anybody beats Oklahoma. And I thought the only team that could was Tennessee. It wasn't going to happen. That finals versus Florida State, sports books stopped taking action on it. And when that happens, when they won't take $100 to pay you out $1.10, that's how you know.
All right. So, yeah, that's it. We just wanted to, because it's over. There's nothing really more to
talk about. Florida just hit a walk-off. Oral Roberts just hit a walk-off earlier today in men's college baseball. Great job, though, ladies. I'll salute.
That Oral Roberts TCU. I was like, you were talking about LSU winning it all.
That's who. If for me right now, my money, everybody's money's on Wake Forest. Mine's on LSU.
I got
think
nothing. This is you, Uncle Dan. I've not followed men's college baseball.
LSU has the most talent. I'll put it to you that way. LSU has the most talent. And they haven't played like it all the year. Granted, they're still 5th ranked team in the country. I think that it's theirs to lose. I don't think it's Wake Forest. Wake Forest they're living off of hopes and dreams that ain't going to be there. But Oral Roberts really is putting they don't mind putting a fucking screwdriver into the side of your fucking gut and just going, well, here we are. But
I mean, that's Oral Roberts in general. How many times in the NCAA tournament have those motherfuckers?
Well, now Pat Roberts died, so they're praying to him. Who the fuck knows? Because that's his.
They're working with Carrie Underwood. They're letting Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah. LSU's who I'd go with. Tennessee fucked around so bad with SMU, Southern Mississippi, in that super regional. Wake Forest should beat Stanford. Stanford got in by luck and a walk-off. Now, Wake Forest should do that. LSU, it's the better team. LSU has the more talent. Better team, I don't know, but LSU has the best talent.
Right on.
And if that hits, you all got to send me a bottle of whiskey.
Alrighty. What the fuck else do we have? Swing it back a little bit, just kind of a follow-up from last week. I don't know if you did you see the bullshit about Jay Monahan going or stepping down for medical reasons?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
It was before they started doing press for the U.S. Open. They made a press release that Jay Monahan was having some health complications, so he was handing off.
He probably fucking is having health complications.
I mean, you couldn't fucking blame him. If his blood pressure, I'm sure his blood pressure was through the fucking roof.
You can't believe a word out of that motherfucker's mouth.
Exactly.
But after he Tennessee handshaked every one of these motherfuckers and then pulled that shit off, yeah, I bet you his blood pressure's high and he probably had a heart palpitation. So
at the same time,
that's the first thing that ever came out about him that now I believe. He's having health complications. I bet you that fucker is.
I don't like it's too coincidental for me. And my guess is the board of directors for the PGA were like, you gotta go. Like we can't have you.
This is the only honest thing that ever came out of him. This is the only honest thing that ever came out of him was this.
Like if the dude's sick, whatever, I don't wish any fucking ill health on anybody, but like that motherfucker, like I don't believe it for a second.
That's the only thing I do believe that came out of his mouth. Because do you know how hard it is to look at motherfuckers and hey, Eric, I need you to turn down $300 million guaranteed, by the way, to save the PGA. Now I'm going to shake your hand like that. Tennessee handshake people. Jerry Lawler taught us this in the 80s. Tennessee handshake is you shake him in the hand, you pull him in for a hug, and then you pull a knife and you stab him in the fucking back. And that's what he did. He Tennessee handshaked it was the definition of it. And now that all this shit caught up to him, I bet you that's the only thing he's ever said that's truthful. Is he's got a health problem.
I mean, honestly, I think the biggest biggest risk to his health is like if he were to walk into the locker room after
no, because he's got that douchebag Rory defended him.
Well, I mean, it's the more that
Rory goes, defends, play better to that kid who fucking was golfing.
The more
like
that Rory defends,
motherfucker,
Monahan,
if somebody said golf
he puts a
better
on his own back.
You know how quick I would have pulled out a fucking blade.
Yeah. It was that, like, as far as like, we are the kings of no tact. But if you're like in a boilerplate or like a boiler room situation, like that fucking players meeting must have been, like,
And
shut your
everybody
fucking
booed
mouth.
him and all that. And
Yeah.
Rory goes, "Hey, play better." The
Yeah, shut your
fucking
fucking
person who
mouth.
said play better. By the way, I hope he stinks too because he didn't fucking pull a knife out and put it to Rory and go, "Shut the fuck up."
Oh, yeah. I
Somebody
mean,
is one.
that guy didn't actually, like, there. I don't think he's even qualified for the Open, so he's not even there. Like, he actually is bad at golf, but
He's better than me.
yeah, that's for sure. Same for me. Like, fucking Christ, I'm an absolute
I
hockey
just-
guy, and I admit it every day of my life.
But now, by the way, I add this to Rory's down spiral is the one guy you supported now just said health benefit, which that's the only truth I believe of it. Everything else, it's a dribbling pile of shit. But when he goes, it's health benefits, I go, the amount of stress of how he's trying to work it, knowing he's fucking over people, all that pressure, yeah, his fucking heart probably did give out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very real possibility to put himself into an incredibly stressful situation. And so it wouldn't surprise me if it was real, but at the same time, the coincident, like the timing of it all, like
If he winds up dead, then the Saudis do run things.
Yes.
Just,
and honestly, like, that was one of the things too.
Allegedly.
Regarding this
allegedly, a crop duster plane flies in the guy's house and kills it.
Regarding the whole deal, I don't see any way Jay Monahan is actually running golf by the time this thing actually goes through.
No,
just
he
to
ain't
point
coming
out,
back.
I want to, I'll speak for the podcast. If the Saudi Entertainment Sports Fund wants to sponsor this podcast, we're okay with it.
I'd take it in a heartbeat.
I will be very upset with that. By the way, if the check clears or it's paid in cash.
Yeah.
Yep. We're all
Look, you guys didn't know those fucking 19 fuckers are gonna fly into a goddamn.
No. We're talking about the wrestling event people, those ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they weren't tied to them at all. But yeah, there's $650 billion.
No.
$650 billion has changed a lot of minds. I can think twice.
Yeah,
I mean,
I could.
I'm a loud asshole, but if you want me to be real quiet, I guarantee you somebody with a $650 billion checkbook could make me shut up.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even need to. They wouldn't even need to pay me anywhere near what they paid.
We're getting thrown off the Heels and Quad Network, gentlemen.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
I mean,
hey, real fast before we keep moving too. Since our last broadcast, we've had a NBA and a NHL champion. And I'd like to shout out, since I didn't give a fuck about any of those teams. I am very happy that South Florida, who, I hate that whole region, had to deal with two teams both losing, and that people from South Florida that really love their fathers had to suffer watching both their teams lose. So,
the guy
that was a big plus win for me.
Coke one time and magically ate South Florida.
But especially those South Floridans that love their dads had to suffer, that made me happy.
I will say this, because I didn't even know who the fuck the Western Conference champion was for the NHL. It was I was kind of looking forward to seeing Radko Gudas's name on the cup. Radko Gudas, former Philadelphia Flyer, and I loved the guy, and everybody hated him. Like Badko Gudas, as we referred to him, he was he wasn't even a goon. He wasn't like a full on goon. No Tom Wilson or anything like that. But the dude could lay a fucking hit down. I seen it. This guy could throw a hip check like I've never seen before. It was, the people flew. It was awesome. And I, because of the horrible administration of the Philadelphia Flyers hockey team,
which still isn't intact, so it's fine.
What's still intact? The horrible administration
Philadelphia
of the
being shitty
Yeah.
administration.
Their horrible administration of the team. Every time a player goes to another team and then winds up on the Stanley Cup, I mean, like it hurts my soul inside, but it also fuels me to continue being angry. But so I was a little disappointed, but it was, I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights story is kind of that's going to get a 30 for 30 for one day, I'm sure.
Because it was a team of misfits.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I mean, the guy
cool. Congrats to them as well, because that is a pretty big fucking, like, I think, well, because that wasn't even a move. That was an expansion, right? So
it was
it's
an
not
expansion. The guy who won the calendar trophy came from the fucking Florida Panthers. They said he was dealable.
Yeah, and it's nuts to me. And the fucking, like, because I think the last time where a team like popped up, but it was just a move, is when the Nordiques moved to Colorado. And then
the Nordiques were set up when they went.
Yeah,
they were a stacked team, and then the year before you have Patrick Roy, who basically tells the Montreal Canadiens to go fuck themselves, and he gets traded with a team that has Peter Forsberg, Adam Foote, and Joe Sakic. I mean,
it's not as crazy when they did it, because
because that was a team draft for expansion draft. I mean, they made the finals the first year in their expansion because they got Marc-Andre Fleury in his prime. And then he goes, "Oh, I'm Marc-Andre Fleury in my prime." And he goes, "I can stand on my head and stop every shot. We'll figure it out." And the rest of it's a team of misfits.
Right.
Then now they get Eichel, Stoner.
Jesus Christ. I didn't even realize
I think they
Eichel
only have 3
there.
guys on the team from that expansion team that went the first year to the Cup. There's only like 3 guys left. It's a whole new team. It's insane.
But then they got Eichel, and then Stoner's there. How you doing? Keep it the fuck moving.
Yeah.
By the way, the parade ain't till Saturday. We're recording on Friday. They won the cup on Tuesday. Stoner had to go on Pat McAfee's show to get his $250K because they won the cup. So Pat had to donate it to their charity.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Oh, we got a group text. Make sure all the boys are all right, but as long as the sun's shining, we're drinking." That's literally what he said. The Twitter account had, at about 8 a.m. Vegas time, Lordo Stanley Cup was in the lazy river at the Bellagio. And Tracy goes there Sunday, and I'm so pissed. I'm like, "You need to be there." And she goes, "Why? You want the weekend to yourself?" And I went, "No, I want you to be at a parade that is on the boulevard of the Strip."
Yeah, that's nuts to me. Like
with all those creatures, those Michael and Jackson impersonators, the mimes, all that shit. They have to be there for the parade too. That boy had style.
That's awesome. The nicknames in sports, they've been like, it's some of them, the ones like, honestly, I'm having a total fucking brain fart. But like some of the ones that you hear, especially the ones coming out of the locker rooms, the ones that don't even make, they don't wind up being the guy's first name. You know what I mean? Like for me, honestly, just because it's just a funny word to say. But like Mookie Wilson, like it's just. Same like we were talking beforehand.
Get wrong. I just think of Rosie Perez as soon as you say Mookie.
Yeah, it's just it's a funny sounding name, and that was that's my favorite. Like Mookie Wilson, like fuck Mookie Betts.
If you don't know who White Chocolate Jason Williams is, just type that into your YouTube machine, and there is Shaquille O'Neal going that besides Kobe and Dwayne Wade, that was his favorite person to bring up the ball. That's all you need to know.
He was a journeyman point guard that was pretty good, but he was on Sacramento Kings for a minute. He was on the Grizzlies.
He was on Sacramento Kings for a long time. He made a lot of people look like idiots.
But no, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying though, he was on the Miami Heat.
Yeah, he was
He
before
got
the
replaced
end
though when Mike Bibby replaced him
Yeah.
on those
because Bibby
Weber.
was a way better defensive player, and he was and one mixtape tour before and one mixtape tour was cool. Am I wrong in saying that?
No.
Not at all.
But yeah, they called him white chocolate.
All right, so that was the silly one, but you had another one lined up, Uncle Dan. What you got?
Oh, I still have two. I have one before the original. Brian Big Country Reeves.
Yeah.
I believe he would be the first official draft pick of the Vancouver Grizzlies. Played at Oklahoma State. Look at old Big Country.
Unfortunately, though, like he's not. When you say big country, that's not the big country you think of. You think of the UFC fighter.
Yeah, well, he played at Oklahoma State. He was good, and then the league caught up to him. Yeah, look at that Memphis picture. Jesus Christ, he's got worse bitch tits than I do. But number one, if we're going for best sports nicknames, is the Nigerian Nightmare Christian Okoye. Chiefs badass. By the way, anybody who plays Techno Super Bowl from 1991 for your NES or original Nintendo system, and you play with people who play with fair rules who says no one can be the Oakland
Los
Raiders,
Angeles Raiders.
you pick the Kansas City Chiefs just for the Nigerian Nightmare.
Jesus Christ, this guy looked like a fucking freight train.
He was. And he was built like a brick fucking shit house. Look at that one on the right there. The one in the white where he's got his hand up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Look
that's
at him.
The first one, like.
Look at him. He's a fucking monster.
Like with that pad set up.
With
like,
that big pad set up, he's got thighs the size of fucking oak trees,
yeah,
and he ran over motherfuckers.
You're not.
His only problem was he was too nice. He really was. No, he was too nice. He should have been a fucking dick to everybody. Granted, this is
could
long.
afford to. Like that's the thing, right?
I mean,
it's
that
whole,
late
like,
80s.
I'm capable of great violence, but I don't need to because you know that I will kill you.
That late 80s, early 90s. If there was a Christian Okoye now and he had social media behind him, holy fuck. You wouldn't know where to shit or wind your watch with him.
What do you got, Eric?
Two of mine are the most obvious fucking ones, but I love them. But I'll start with the one a lot of people might not know. David Wells, aka Boomer. Motherfucker threw a perfect game, either drunk or hungover as shit. It's debated. He may have been drunk and became hungover while throwing the perfect game.
I thought he got hungover during the about 6 2/3 innings in. I think that's
we really don't know. I mean, this motherfucker had what, a 20-something MLB career. He played for a shit ton of teams. He was never your ace, but the motherfucker was always a solid 3 or 4 in your rotation. And won multiple World Series with Toronto and the Yankees. He was a diehard Yankee fan. One time he got in trouble for playing a game where he was wearing Babe Ruth's hat. And they told him put on official game gear because of sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for our world of riding the pine, he is a Hall of Fame member instantly. He's just proof that being a fucking loudmouth drunk can get you places.
And when they ask him about it, if he regrets it, he goes, no.
And I mean, this guy, I mean, never the fit of fitness, pitched to like 42 to 44. I mean, he was in the league I think Carlos, he just retired a year ago, played every fucking team, I think, in the league. He was on the Mets for a long time. And
he was to me, he was kind of like the last guy Like from the age of baseball where you could be out of shape and still be a fucking
From
peak
Beer
athlete.
Ball. He was the last one from
Yep.
Beer Ball.
Yeah. And it's I always appreciated him. Like it was never, he was never
There's no
Like-
you don't jack up weights because you understand he threw fucking hard. He
Yeah.
threw
Oh yeah.
high 90s. That ain't from fucking lifting weights.
No, that's from swinging that gut.
Somehow you get your fucking skinny hips to do that, make that big fucking gut, add something to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
by
the fact
way,
that you called him Boomer. That's what made it so awesome. His
I mean-
name was Boomer.
I mean,
And
is there
by the
is there a
way-
better person for that name than a guy that looks like this?
and
No.
by the
throw in
way,
high 90s?
he knows you can't hit it.
Yeah.
I ain't throwing you. He wasn't a fucking off-speed pitcher. I'm gonna throw you 97 up and in, and guess what, motherfucker? You ain't hitting it. And by the way, the reason it's getting 97 is because my gut shifts this way, then it shifts this way. By the way, body built by Miller High Life Heavies.
Yeah. Who's your other one, Eric?
So another one, and this one's just fucking ridiculously obvious, but it's a fucking nickname when people forget your actual name.
Yeah.
And that would be Irvin Magic Johnson. When people fucking forget that his mama named him Irving and everybody just thinks his name's fucking Magic. What a fucking nickname, because that motherfucker was goddamn magic on the court. And as I said, it's kind of an obvious one. I'm sorry to go there, but he's a Michigan guy, being from there. I've got to meet him. God damn, his fucking hands would fucking palm my head like a fucking basketball. Just, he's truly over 6'8", just a big bad motherfucker.
For those of you who don't understand Magic Johnson and might not quite get it, but might be a child of the 90s, watch, and you can watch this on YouTube, the Dream Team documentary, and you will get a picture of what Magic is.
Yeah.
You get his personality more than how good he was, but you get a picture of him.
Like, he was on the fucking Laker dynasty with James Worthing and fucking a Creed, and they were literally called Showtime because when they stepped on the fucking court, it was Showtime. He was fucking magic.
I mean, you get a decent idea, like if you weren't around then, or like if your head was you're living under a rock or something. You can even just The Last Dance. Watch The Last Dance. Just the first couple episodes of that where Jordan's coming up when the league was run more or less by Larry Bird and Magic. Like that was it. Like that's what you expected. You expected the Celtics and the Lakers to be in the finals all the time because you had those two fucking maniacs in that before Jordan came up. So you in the first couple, it really does. It highlights it. Obviously, it's a Jordan documentary.
The big thing though too is like some of our younger people know Magic for a completely different reason, being one of the best fucking point guards of all time.
Yeah,
he was one of the first fucking media people, unfortunately, to have HIV.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also proof that having millions and millions of dollars buys you a cure.
Hey, Barkley said I ain't guarding him. Then they're best friends now.
Yeah. I mean, talking about...
that was the early 90s. Kids, it was a lot fucked up back then.
Yeah.
Oh, a technical was you punched a motherfucker in the face.
Yeah.
It's if you bounce the ball wrong is a technical. Back in the day, it was you punch someone literally. I'm not kidding.
Pretty much, if you did something outside of the game of basketball, that's how you got a technical foul.
If you really want to see some shit, look up Detroit Pistons, Bad Boys versus
1988.
the LA Lakers. Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas, the point guard for the Detroit Pistons, at one point kiss each other on the cheek because they were always buddies, and then the next minute they're clotheslining each other in the middle of the court, going after the ball.
And then, then look up Rick Mahorn. By the way, who couldn't play a lick. He couldn't play a lick of basketball, but could that fucker swing an elbow and split your eyebrow?
But he also could shoot 75% free throws.
Yes. This is what the league used to be, guys. If you couldn't do shit, but you could make a free throw and fight, you get a spot. Because Rick Mahorn would throw an elbow that would split your eyebrow all the way fucking open. And he could shoot free throws. And that's about all Rick Mahorn could do.
Yeah.
And then they teamed him up with who's the big white?
Bill Lambier, who couldn't
Bill
jump.
Lambier, who
but
could play
led the league in rebounding, couldn't jump, but it led the league in rebounding.
Couldn't jump, led the league in rebounding, led the league in shit talking.
This guy's still massive.
There's Rick Mahorn.
No nickname, everybody. We're just
no. Yeah, this isn't the
no. Rick Mahorn will fuck you up if he wanted to.
I guess instead of nicknames, we just should have talked about like
larger
athletes that don't fit the modern mold.
All of them that we grew up watching. And by the way, on the same Detroit Pistons teams that would fight you other than shake your hand, the nicest person on planet Earth, Joe Dumars, is trying to play there.
Yep. And I was going to say my last nickname because it's so fucking fitting. Chicago Bears 85 fucking Super Bowl dynasty, William the Refrigerator Perry. Only because the motherfucker was the size of a refrigerator.
Yeah,
only taller. That's the only thing I don't like. He was taller than a refrigerator.
Yeah, Fridge is definitely, that's a great one.
But at the same time, he stole Walter Payton's touchdown too.
I know.
Give me the ball.
But the motherfucker was a G.I. Joe figure. You had to mail away for it, but he was a G.I. Joe figure.
Yeah, he was also a fucking mouth breather too. So.
Hey, he was in WrestleMania too.
Good for him. There's a Fridge.
Hey, go to Muda. Go to the one with the cross in his arms. Put that larger. Does that grin not look like our Chicago buddy James?
Yes.
I feel like James might be a cousin.
Oh, man.
Hi, James. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, this guy's a monster. Absolute fucking monster.
Well, he wasn't. So was Richard Dent and everybody else, but coach said give me the ball.
There you go. Bigger than a fridge.
He's bigger than a refrigerator.
He was. That's why I always thought that I'm like, I remember when I was 5 and I'm like, that's the fridge. And I go, well, he's bigger than the fridge. I don't understand it. Like that, as a 5-year-old, like that didn't comprehend.
Yeah.
Well, because he's a size of a refrigerator. I'm like, no, he's not. He's taller. Like it didn't. A 5-year-old takes things literally, and it didn't get it to me.
Yeah, another one. Right? Yeah, head and shoulders above the refrigerator.
Yeah, I'm sure he's selling some sort of diabetes medication that'll save your life. But anyway.
Yeah. But that's about it for me. That's all I got for all this. But so I think it's time to start wrapping it up. So we'll go ticker time.
All right. We only had one edit today. That's pretty good. It was on me again, but
I'm sure Tommy's gonna probably take this. We'll probably have a few edits talking about Joker. That'll probably get deleted.
Yeah. What did I say?
Nothing.
We got.
If I'm a betting man,
we went to a dark place talking about Serbia. For a sports show.
I'm just saying, yes.
I'm sure us talking about potential sponsorships from a certain country that'll get cut.
It's a public investment fund. That doesn't sound like an evil organization.
Hey, motherfucker, write me a check that makes me bust it up my pants and go to sleep. I'm all about you. I'll stroke your dick. I'll tell you all about how great fucking Jeddah is. Like I'm ever fucking going there.
But anyway, everybody,
let's go to the fucking sun hellhole of the world and pretend it's a good time. I bet
everybody watching, thank you for sticking with us. Go to patreon.com/heels and quads. We do weekly hangouts once a month. Usually get Levi in here from Heels and Quads proper. And yeah, then you get to meet the rest of the cast of characters, and it's usually a drunken good time. And then, if you want to support, what do we got here? Oh, that's right. That was already on the right one. Yeah, go to mudamerch.com for all of your Heels and Quads Media merch needs. Get yourself an Uncle Dan Sports Kook t-shirt.
They haven't been moving lately. Let's get on it. I got grocery bills to fucking do. Come on.
Get your Sleazy E 100% beer drinking, hell-raising American made.
And don't forget, 4th of July is coming up. It's as American as you get.
Yeah.
Come on. If you love America, you will buy a Sleazy E shirt.
Yeah.
Correct.
Riding the Pine t-shirts, all the Who Popped Your Culture stuff is over there.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Uncle Dan. Since last broadcast, we now have a Riding a Pine official merch. It's out there.
It is done. It is
well,
a done
get
deal.
that. Now, I would say buy all the merch. But if you can't buy all the merch, but you want to spend a couple extra, get the soft tees that they make over there. They ain't fucking around on those.
Also, just if you're going hoodie, the regular hoodie's nice. I highly recommend the thin hoodie. The thin hoodie is nice. Also, Thunder Island. Who Popped Your Culture, or is it Heels and Quads? I can't remember.
I mean, I'd say it's probably just an all-around Heels and Quads.
Okay. If you love Jay Ferguson like we love Jay Ferguson, the captain of Yacht Rock, get your Thunder Island. Yes.
I guess it is Who Popped, yeah. I forgot. I was drinking when I made it.
And no, it's great. If you love Jay Ferguson, the captain of Yacht Rock, get it.
Here's your Uncle Dan Sports Kook.
Yeah, but pay the extra for the softie. This company don't fuck around on softies. I'm just gonna say that as a softie man, and I don't give a fuck if it was for me or for somebody else. Do yourself a favor, do the softie. Ball out a little bit. Spend an extra half hour at work to pay for the softie, even if it's not mine. Even if it's not mine. I should have been wearing my Great Muda one, but I wore it yesterday to work because it's hot here and it's softy.
If you got a second, Muda, show them the Riding the Pine. It's a great shirt. I got it coming. Look at this, Uncle Dan.
It's just our logo.
We're all gonna have this hoodie when we go bear hunting. That'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Motherfucker, we can do that. We can do that up at Dad's house.
Right. That's a Patreon exclusive live stream coming soon. Bear hunting with Riding the Pine.
Up in Uncle Dan's territory.
So pay attention. TeePublic runs sales all the time. Right now, everything's full price, so don't feel.
Give it a week or so, and they'll run a 4th of July special.
Yeah, they'll run a 4th of July sale. Guys, come on. Let's not pay full price. Let's ball on a budget here.
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas.
We're not looking to make money, people. We just want you to wear our gear.
Yep, that's it. So save some money, wait for the sales.
And then pretend I'm a celebrity when you see me in an airport.
Yeah.
But you got to buy him a drink. Because there's no smoking in airports, but you got to buy him a drink.
And then after a couple of drinks, who knows what happens?
And if you slip
what happens when you meet celebrities in a bar.
Remember, everybody, if you meet Uncle Dan out in public, if you give him a gentleman's handshake, which is a $20 bill, properly palmed, and you're cool, don't look him in the eyes, don't mark out, he'll give you a conversation. He might give you an autograph. He might even give you a pat on the shoulder.
And probably buy you a fucking shot on top of it. But
seriously,
I don't need these people.
Gentleman's handshake. Don't look him directly in the eye.
Correct.
Unless he looks you in the eye.
Correct.
And,
But if I'm out smoking a cigarette by a bus stop, I don't need you people flocking me. Because the second you do that, then all the pussy comes around and I got to beat it off back with, a fucking ball bat.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back tomorrow with our monthly wrap-up, roundup of everything that's been going on the Heels and Quads channel. And then we will be back next week for Riding the Pine.
Watch out for Sunday drop-ins / Monday drop-ins. Tracy's
if Rory
gone.
McIlroy if Rory fucks up really bad, we'll be back.
Yeah. Oh, we
Correct.
definitely
That will happen.
That will definitely happen. If we are witnessing a collapse of monumental scale, there might
You will
be an
not hear a
emergency.
lot from me other than a cackling schoolgirl just going.
We might do an emergency live stream, but anyway.
Yes.
So everybody, thanks again. Cheers. Take it easy.